This is the MMA Takes Podcast with your host, Brian Petrie.
You can probably hear it in your boy's voice. Don't get too turned on, okay? I know I got that gravel right now. Ladies, boys, take it easy. Boys feeling rough. Have kids, they said. You know what I mean? 2 weeks ago, my little one, almost 2 next month, sniffles, right? Runny nose, thought nothing of it. This past weekend, my 5-year-old, fever, coughing, sick, doesn't go to school Monday. First time she's missed school. Just needed rest. Bounce back Tuesday, she's great. Tuesday, I start feeling bad. Today's Wednesday, I feel whole bad, right? Has some migraines now. I get the throat thing. I'm in a world of, I got just like body aches. It feels like I just worked out all day long. I got like thing in my neck, my shoulder. Like I'm so old that I'm just like, now that I'm sick, like I'm just falling apart. My daughter took 2 days and she's out running around. Now I'm a fucking dead. Wife's sick too, though. And I've always said women are tougher than men, 100% after what I've seen my wife go through. And I still believe that, but I got to be honest with you, boys. She's struggling. She's struggling a little bit more than your boy is, right? She's struggling a little bit. You know, I'm the one trying to hold down here. What's up with the what's up? This could be a pick'em. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet here. This card's lean. To put it nicely, it's a little bit of a lean card. I gave 4 picks out on Anakin Florian, so we're going to kind of rifle through here. We're going to do the Snowball Parlay, Mortal Lock, all that stuff. But yeah, this might be a quick one because next week, feeling a little bad. Next week is UFC 280, which is huge, which is, that's where we want to be at, right? And then I'm going to do that with my boys, Christian and Timbo, live probably Thursday night. So subscribe to that YouTube channel. 122 away. 122 away from fucking 1,000. My brain is just fog right now. 122 away from 1,000. So let's tell a friend. Let's tell a neighbor. Let's tell that neighbor's neighbor. Let's tell someone at the airport, right? Let's just, your mailman, your UPS guy, your FedEx guys are okay. Just tell somebody, right? Get to 1,000. Let's stay at 1,000. Then we're going to go up. Real quick. Someone's going to comment on it. This is when you're in Cincinnati, this is what you eat when you're hungry, but it's also what you eat when you're sick. This is Skyline chili. Now, I know a lot of you aren't from Ohio. A lot of you aren't from Cincinnati. Cincinnati is known for their chili. And before you Texas people, before you, Oklahoma people go, that's not chili. I know. I like Texas chili. I like the red sauce, spicy chili. This is just Cincinnati chili. A little sweeter. Put it on some spaghetti. Put it in in a little bun, put some cheese on top. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. How to get that, and I'm feeling better. I'm powered. I'm doing the show because of Skyline Chili. Skyline Chili, please sponsor this show because, just let my kids eat free. We're good. Let the little monsters eat free. I'll pay them for my stuff. Let the little monsters eat free. All right, let's switch things up here. Bada bing, bada boom. Little transition. Grasso versus Araujo. Vivi. I couldn't pronounce it on the Anakin Florian. Vivi. Araujo. Decent little card. Lean, like I said. Not my favorite card in the world, but what are you going to do? So we're going to go to first fight of the night here. It's going to be a real stink fest here. We got Mike Jackson. Not Michael Jackson, but Mike Jackson plus 490 versus Pete Rodriguez. If his name's not Pistol, it should be Pistol, minus 660. Pete Rodriguez is 4-1, hasn't won a fight in the UFC, hasn't won a round in the UFC. I believe he got finished in his debut. So you got Jack Della Maddalena. I don't know. I struggle with that name. And he got put out in the first round. So he didn't win a second of that fight, right? But they give him a layup with Mike Jackson. Before that, he beat a guy 5-1 by knockout round 1, 1-0, 0-1, 2-2. So the UFC is giving this guy a fucking layup. A layup on Mike Jackson, who they don't like. Now, listen, Mike, I know you're in the MMA media. You're a photographer. It's cool that you're fighting. It's cool you got the CM Punk fight and you beat him and then they got overturned because you were on steroids, or was it weed? If it's weed, disregard what I said. If it's steroids, But Someone asked me in the live last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, who was the worst fighter on the roster. And I gave out some names. It's Mike Jackson. It's clear as day, Mike Jackson. He fought Mickey Gall, and the winner fought CM Punk. Mickey Gall destroyed him in the first round. He fought CM Punk, destroyed CM Punk. The UFC goes, oh shit, CM Punk is not as good as we thought. Let's give him the guy that lost to the guy that beat him, right? That makes sense. And we'll give him some more time or whatever. And Mike Jackson just buyed him, right? There's some moments CM Punk had in there, but let's be honest, he fucking buyed him. And then the Dean Barry fight, he got kicked in the dick or poked in the eye, whatever happened in that fight. But, the guy's just, he's 1-1, and it's just, it's just something I can't get down with, man. I'm not a Mike Jackson guy, so I'm going to go ahead and pick D-Rod here. Yes, you see the slime ball candidate parlay. That's my pick. Rodriguez -660 is an absolute joke. A guy hasn't won a minute in MMA, or excuse me, in the UFC. That's how bad Vegas thinks Mike Jackson is. So I'm going to put the slime ball logo next to it just because the line is so absurd. It's not going to add a lot of value to a parlay, but this is almost a sure thing. Pete, who I watched all his fights, even Jackie D is tough, right? He's a legit dude. Losing to him in the first round, not that big of a deal in my opinion, because that was his debut. I think it was on short notice, yada yada. And the kid's fucking nails, right? But his fights prior to that, he's aggressive. He comes at you. Mike Jackson likes to run a little bit, doesn't like to get hit, wants to avoid fights. His grappling's average. He's not going to be able to take Pete down. He might be able to survive. The only way Mike Jackson wins this is some fluke, another eye poke, groin kick, something like that he might milk. Not saying that he milked the Dean Barry one. I don't have a full good memory on exactly how that happened. I know Dean Barry got axed out of the UFC after that. But give me Pete Rodriguez. I'm going to throw him on the slime ball there, or not throw him on the slime ball. He is going to be a candidate. You're going to have to wait to the end of the show to see if we'll put him in the slime ball. This is a fight I'm looking forward to. CJ Vergara +195 versus Tatsuro TAIRA -230. So TAIRA's a guy I really like, and he debuted in the UFC, and I was all excited, right? I tweeted about this kid. I said, this kid's got a future. This kid's this kid, you know what I mean? And I root for Japanese fighters because of the historic nature of like pride and really MMA started in Japan. I mean, you can make argument. I mean, jiu-jitsu started could make an argument. Jiu-jitsu started in Japan as well. There's a lot of arguments to be made. Japan obviously is a huge fighting, nation. They have great boxers, good kickboxers. They pay Floyd Mayweather $10 million to go beat up some guy every fucking New Year's Eve, or they just did it a couple weeks ago. So I like the uptick in Japanese fighters that are coming out. And TAIRA is a young kid. Chris Candido, if that's Catalaro, I think there it is. Chris Catalaro, his last fight, I think he rushed everything. I think there were some submissions available to him and he rushed everything. It looked like he got a little tired, and he came out and he just looked a little lethargic in the end of the fight. 20 years old kid, been finishing a lot of people, fought some good guys, and thought he could get him out of there quick. Wanted to make a big splash in his UFC debut. Now, I thought he looked great on the ground. I thought he rushed a couple things, but his jiu-jitsu was very solid. His takedowns are very solid. CJ Vergara, a guy who's not, I believe he's not related to Sofia Vergara. That would be a different conversation. Coming out of Texas, Pete Spratt guy, I believe he was, contender series guy, one knee to the body, lost to Odi Osborne, and Clayton Rodriguez fight, which was very, very close. Split decision win. He just doesn't do anything to me that jumps off the page. He's a guy that I think if he doesn't make too many mistakes, he wins. Problem is I feel like he's going to be too defensive in this fight. I think he's just going to be playing defense the whole time. He might not get submitted. He might not get finished, but I think he's just going to be playing defense the whole time. That's why I'm going to put TAIRA here. -230, another slime ball candidate. Listen, this is a hard fucking card to make slime balls on. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of wacky fights in here. I'm a little uneasy about it. I've done the proper research all weekend. We didn't have UFC fights. I dove fucking head first in, and but there's just some goofy stuff here. There's some goofy stuff, and TAIRA, this fight, either he's going to go out and he's going to style him in the first round and win submission and look good, 22-year-old kid, but he's 22. So he could go out there and not put him away and then fade again. He didn't learn his lesson from the first time. Either way, it's a TAIRA by submission, which I am going to play. Don't have props in front of me right now, but I will play that. And it's going to be TAIRA in a parlay, possibly slime ball as a candidate, and it's going to be a close fight. But when I go out on Twitter and I've talked about this kid's potential and how good he could be there, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. when he's up against a close fight, and listen, I think the line's a little wide, minus 230. Vegas is seeing the potential I'm seeing. But when you go against your own word, like this kid's a star, and then he's second UFC fight against CJ Vergara, who's 1-1 on the promotion, and all of a sudden I go, I don't know. No, then I'm a fraud. Because I've already said I like this kid. I've already said I like the cut of his jib. I think he's great. I think he rushed his debut, fought a tough guy. I think he's going to come out here, hopefully fight a little more patient. That's why I'm putting him slime ball. So the two ways I see this fight going is either going to be steamroll round 1, maybe early round 2, TAIRA, or very close decision. And then it's just up to the MMA gods, up to the judging for us to get that fucking dub. Next up, Pierre Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes. Man, she burned me last time she fought, and I tell you what, usually I get mad at those fighters that burn me, but she looked so good against Estela Nunez that I can't be upset about it. Pierre Rodriguez came from the Contender Series, looked pretty good, decision over Vasessa Machado, and then Kay Hansen decision went over there, which I thought was kind of just an average performance. She looked good. She beat up Kay Hansen. Kay Hansen, I think, was kind of, she's young on her way out at that point. And then you got coming off 2 really good wins here. Finish over Elise Reed. Majority decision win over Stella Nunez. Well, I thought she won 2 rounds to 1 for sure. And I was heavy on Nunez. I believe she was in a parlay of mine. Nunez came out fucking quick and firing in that first round. And Hughes took it, right? Took it the first round. Had a rough first round. Nunez fell off a fucking cliff. And the corner worker, Safe Saeed, and those guys out in Texas were like, get it together. You can do this. And she came out as a different fighter in those 2 and 3, and then rebounded well off a finish over Elise Reed, who is, I want to say, high-level female fighter, but she's tricky. She's tricky. How's that song go? I don't know. My brain doesn't work. But Pierre Rodriguez, again, the competition she's fighting is just okay. I think Elise Reed beats Kay Hansen. I think, Estela Nunez beats everyone, but beats Rodriguez. And now you could obviously run that back, and MMA math is not working. And you could run it back and say, well, Estela Nunez could beat Hughes if she doesn't fall off a cliff very well. But I like the camp switch by Hughes here. My boy Christian doesn't think sometimes camp switches matter. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I like Hughes here. And she's my dog.
Okay, this is dog.
Okay, this is dog. Dog creeping over her shoulder right there. This is my dog lock of the night. Listen, plus 160. Woof. I like that. I like that a lot. Pierre Rodriguez, again, has shown 1 real fight in the UFC against Kay Hansen, who's no longer with the promotion. You got Sam Hughes, who's coming off 2 really good wins, new camp, new training, new training mindset, excuse me. And Christian, my boy, who doesn't really watch tape, or don't watch tape at all. He's more of a numbers, stats kind of guy. Everyone caps differently. And he says, he believes that camp switches don't matter. You can switch any camps. It's not going to matter, right? I believe differently. My camera does gestures, so it's like moving now that I'm doing gestures. Sorry, I got a new camera. But yes, I like Sam Hughes here. I think the camp switch does matter. I think Saf Sood's getting in this girl's head exactly the right way. And it's obviously working. It's obviously fucking working because she's looked good in her last 2 fights. And prior to that, I thought she's looked very average. I mean, that's why I faded her so hard in the Estela Nunez fight, because I just thought it was a problem. Now, speaking about problem, go ahead and try to cap this fucking fight, boys. Okay, I'm going to take a drink of my podcast juice. You go ahead, right? You go ahead and try to cap this motherfucking fight, okay? Tell me how easy it is. You got a winner yet? Because this is the trick. I'm avoiding this fight. I think the best bet is this fight goes to a decision, which is going to be a crazy number. 2 grapplers. Very little striking on both ends. They don't care. They want to get the fight to the ground no matter who they're fighting. Nick Maximov coming off a submission loss. Kind of embarrassing considering he's a Diaz guy. Jacob Malkoun coming off maybe a controversial decision loss over Brendan Allen. He just kind of wrestle fucks him, and then Maximov just grapple fucks you. Malkoun has better control. Maximov has better jiu-jitsu. Malkoun has shown to have really good cardio. He did fade a little bit in the Brendan Allen fight, but so did Brendan Allen, so it was okay. Maximov has shown to have great cardio, young kid as well. So you're giving me this number. I'm staring at this number, and I'm like, what am I doing with the number? What are you going to do with this number, right? So minus 150, I think the line is priced right. I think Maximov should be the favorite because I think he has more ways to win. I think he has better submissions. I think stand up, both these guys are absolute trash, but if I had to give an edge, I go a little bit over Maximov here. But I think the cardio is going to play in a factor of Maximov as well. However, I just got this fucking gut feeling. My old Midwestern gut is telling me Jacob Malkoun's gonna get it done at plus 130. I tell you what, I don't love the pick. Is it moving on me? God damn it. Hang on. I gotta turn what is this? Turn this off. Off? Tracking. On or off? Is that off? Let's see. Because it tracks my head. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got it off, bitch. That was aggressive. Malkoun plus 130. I'm not confident in it. I don't love it. I won't play it, but I'm good to take the dog here. This fight is just so hard to predict. I'm losing energy as I'm talking about this. I got to ramp up here. This fight just, it could be a very competitive and good fight, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to a fight that gives me a little juice here. Foul. That's how you pronounce his name. Victor Henry, a Sunsal plus 275. Victor Henry minus 330. Little surprised by this line. So a good Twitter follower, which I don't remember his name, I apologize, tweeted at me like 2 weeks ago and says that a Sunsal number is nice. And I love when, because there's so many sharp people out there that give me tips like that. And I love that. However, the more I dove into this, I'm like, a Sunsal is just washed. Now, I don't say washed. I say washed. But my in-laws say washed. And I think when a fighter is washed, you got to say washed to really kind of lay that in there and take effect. I'm on Victor Henry here. He's not going to be a slime ball candidate. I respect my Twitter follower who gave me that tip because the number on a Sunsal is great. He's 40 years old. Old guys are still winning, right? I have an old guy I'm picking later in the card. So old guys are still winning. It's not an ageism thing, but I just think he's fallen off a cliff. Victor Henry looked really good against Honey Barcelos, and Honey Barcelos just looked really good his last time out. So Victor Henry made most of his bones over in Japan. He's an awkward guy, awkward style, durable. And a Sunsal just doesn't throw enough and create enough of a threat on the feet anymore. His arms are short. He's not going to land any big strikes. He does have some good power, but nothing crazy. And his chin is starting to kind of wilt a little bit. And, I think the ground game is something Victor probably wants to avoid in this fight. Sunsal still does have a really good guillotine. That's how he took out Marlon Moraes, or did Moraes get him with that? I can't remember. But brain is mashed potatoes right now. But give me Victor Henry. Minus 330 is something I'm probably not interested in playing. Maybe Victor Henry by finish, even though he's not like a prolific finisher. He's probably going to get a decision win. I think the prop play is the way to play here. I don't think Victor Henry with his second UFC fight should be minus 330. I know Sunsal's old and stuff like that, but and you can go completely opposite me. You can go, hey, this guy just said his brain's mashed potatoes. I'm going to fade this fucking mashed potato brain guy, and I'm going to go with plus 275. That's a gorgeous number. He's a vet, and he's been in there with the best, and I can't fault you. But as far as my square pick of the week, that's going to be it, man. I gotta go Victor Henry on the square side there. Manny Martinez was Brandon Davis. Manny Martinez minus 150. Brandon Davis plus 130. Now I gotta admit, got these lines 2 days ago. Yesterday I didn't do anything basically. I mean, I went to work, but other than that, played with my kids. But so we are missing a fight. Joanna Brito versus Lucas Anderson or Alexandra. That is not on the card, so I'm gonna pick that right now. That's Joanna Brito. I have a decision or have him winning. I don't feel strong about that. He's not in a lock. He's not in a parlay or anything like that. But I do have him winning that fight against Lucas Alexandra. But I don't know much about Lucas Alexandra. Again, I just wiki cap with him, Tapology Records, and I picked Brito. He's a little bull in the China shop. Now these lines could all be moving. By the way, I got these 2 days ago. Obviously, I got them on Monday, so it's early in the week. It's not Wednesday. These lines could be everywhere, but this is the current what I got. I'm sorry. Manny Martinez versus Brandon Davis. I like Manny Martinez, but sometimes he just ends up a little bit too punchy. Hey, I can take a shot and becomes like a punching bag. But I do think he has some pretty good skills. I love that performance he had. I think when his coach died and he rallied back and had a really good performance. And then Brandon Davis, this guy, I feel like has all the skills in the world. Great boxing and decent. The ground game's okay. His rear naked choke's really good, but he just doesn't put it together in UFC. You know what I mean? I think this kid's really skilled and he's huge for 135, cutting down. He says he runs like 30 miles a week. It's crazy. But I just don't feel like he shows up on fight night. I think this fight's going to be very close. I don't have a strong lean either way. I wish I did, but I'm good to rock with Manny Martinez here as a favorite, minus 150. I don't see a finish. I see a decision victory happening here. So if you're going to get a decision prop, it would be pretty nice. I see Martinez taking a few shots. It's going to be a fun fight for sure. taking a few shots, giving a few shots, but I just feel like his shots are going to do more than Brendan Davis' shots. I think Brendan Davis has great, clean boxing. Don't know if his power's all that big. I think Manny Martinez has a little bit more in his wheelhouse. And I think he does have tight enough boxing. And if he wants to mix it up, he's good on the ground as well. He can take you down. Obviously, Brendan Davis does have a good rear naked choke, but off his back, he's a little dormant, doesn't do much, loses some fights that way. So if I was Manny Martinez, just mix it up. Just got to mix it up in there. That's how you're going to get Brendan Davis out of there. But yeah, so that's that next fight here. Misha Serganov plus 175 versus Alonzo Menefield. Could barely fit Alonzo Menefield. Giant torso in that graphic there. Big 205ers going at it. Complete opposite fighters here. Misha Serganov, chinny as fuck. Striking's okay. It's awkward. It's like karate, Thai bow shit. And then Menefield, not great on the ground, even though he's getting better, and just a brick house dude. So this is going to come to one or two ways. This is my send him home. I won't reveal who I'm picking yet. This will be my send him home. I don't have John Anik's thing yet. I need to ask him, but this is going to be my send him home. Right. And, so it's either Serkinov by submission or Menefield by knockout. Like Serkinov's cardio as he's getting older is just getting worse. Menefield's not known for his cardio, even though I feel like he has cleaned it up a little bit. They're going to clinch a lot. Menefield likes to clinch. Serkinov is strong in that clinch. So if it hits the ground, I think Menefield's in trouble, right? But if it stays in that clinch and he lets some of those bombs go, Serkinov's in trouble. So this is my send him home for sure. And I got to go big Alonzo Menefield. Send him home minus 205. Slime ball candidate as well. Slime forever. Don't know why I did that. Alonzo Menefield. Slime ball parlay candidate. Send him home. Knockouts probably not going to be all that juicy because minus 205, you're going to get a better price for sure. I don't see him winning any other way. TKO, KO is the only way this is going to happen. Misha Serkinov is not going to be able to take a punch from Alonzo Menefield. And obviously, if you can be on the opposite side and go Serkinov by submission, that's going to be a nice fucking juicy number as well. But my pick is going to be Alonzo Menefield. Zoe. I call him Zoe. I don't know him. I always wish I knew Alonzo, so I call him Zoe. I think Zoe's just fucking dope, man. You know what I mean? I wish my name was Alonzo. Instead, I'm Brian. Dumb. Duso Todorovic versus minus 200 versus Jordan Wright, the serial killer, as I dubbed him on the Anakin Florian. Plus 170. I broke these on the Anakin Florian, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them. We're at 22 minutes, so we're doing okay on time. I've been rifling through here. Kind of just blacked out this entire fucking thing. I don't remember anything I've said, but I like Dusko. I haven't switched my pick from the Anakin Florian. I like Dusko here, and I just think he has more elements to win. I think Jordan Wright, the best play on this fight, 'cause I'm going to avoid this fight myself, would be any kind of finish, which would be probably a high number. Jordan Wright by knockout within the first 2 minutes, which would be a really juicy number. Jordan Wright by knockout in the entire fight would be a fun number. Or Dusko by knockout, because I don't see the fight going to decision. It just doesn't going to happen. I just think Dusko can take the fight to the ground if he wants. I think Jordan Wright is very limited with that initial crazy fucking Patrick Bateman's American fucking Psycho blitz. And after that, once he gets tagged a little bit, he's just not built for it. You know what I mean? He's just not built for a 3-round fight. His style's not. He's powerful. He's all powerful. He's got powerful kicks. He's got powerful punches, but Dusko isn't the most reliable guy in the world. His chin is a bit of an issue in my opinion. So be careful in this fight. That's why I'm avoiding it altogether. I had to pick it for Anakin Florian, so my official pick is Dusko, but minus 200 to me is not something I'm willing to run to the window. But if you were confident, listen, if you were confident, God, here we go. There it is. And if you're confident, then do what you want. Sorry, I'm new program, still working out the kinks. Apologize. People's main event. This would be my main event for sure. Askar Askarov minus 230 versus Brandon Royval plus 195. Man, I love this fight. I think 125 is thin, but there's some really exciting matchups. This is one of them. Royval is never in a boring fight. Askar Askarov isn't the most exciting guy. So this is going to be the first time where I think someone's going to really fucking challenge him to bring it out. That's not true. Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara-France in Columbus was a really good fight, but he fought kind of dumb. He slugged it out with Kai a little bit. Royval, though, he just needs to maintain that gas tank, and he really needs to slow himself. He's crafty on the ground, but I don't think he's high level. I think he's long and he can catch some stuff because of his frame and whatnot, but I don't think he's necessarily like world class on the ground. I think Askar Askarov is going to be able to handle him on the ground, right? Royval's looked good in the past. Is an early jump out early, then he fades. We saw that in the Pantoja fight. So sorry, Timbo. This is Timbo. You guys know Timbo. It's been a while, but you know Timbo, right? Royval is his ride or die. I mean, Timbo wants to get a raw dog tattoo. I've talked about it a few times, but he's a grown man. I'm gonna let him do what he wants to do, but he wants to get a raw dog tattoo. I know if Timbo was sitting here next to me, he would be picking Brandon Royval, but I'm gonna go Askarov with my mortal lock. Ooh, that was the mortal lock demon. Sorry about that. Put your kids to bed. That scared the shit out of them. Scared me. Askarov slime ball parlay candidate. Obviously, he's going to be in the slime ball parlay because he is my mortal lock. Minus 230. I just think he's going to be better everywhere. I just really do. I think if it's a wild stamp exchange, I think he's safe enough where that spinning shit and that crazy stuff's not going to affect him too much. I think he can take this fight to the ground whenever he wants, avoid some of those crazy submissions. First round's going to be a little bit, butt clenching time. You're going to be sitting there with your ass clenched because Royval comes out hot. He comes out hot, but this is my slime forever guy. You know what I mean? So I got to put him in the slime ball parlay, minus 230. Askarov. Hopefully, if he wins, he smiles a little bit because I just don't think he smiles. All right, co-main event: Cub Swanson versus Jonathan Martinez. Martinez minus 180, Cub Swanson plus 155. Listen, I love Cubby. I love Cub Swanson. He's an OG WC days. Everything. Weird main event. I know Daniel Rodriguez was supposed to fight Neil Magny. That was the original co-main event. Rodriguez got like an elbow infection. What are you going to do? I would like Askarov over this fight, but I get it. Cubby is coming down to 35 for the first time against Jonathan Martinez. Interesting fight. Again, not like to sound like a broken record, but I picked this on the Annika Florian show. Again, mashed potatoes. And I went Cub. I'm going to go Cub here. No locks or anything. I think I will play this. So I think Cub by knockout's interesting because Jonathan Martinez has been knocked out before. He throws a lot of kicks. Cub is awkward, throws low. You throw a naked body kick, naked leg kick to Cub, he's going to catch you, and he does have power. I mean, you saw what he did against Darren Elkins, who's, I know he's wilting a little bit. I know he's not the Darren Elkins of old, but he's still pretty fucking durable, and he butchered him. He fucking butchered him in that first round. So I like Cub Swanson here at plus 155. This is kind of a number play because I can see Martinez being the younger guy here and just piecing Cub up, and sometimes Cub doesn't show up at times. There's a little bit of a mental thing with him at times, but yeah, I'm all over Cub here. This is a number play. This is something I will play, I like the number. I like the number by knockout, which I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's going to be fucking juicy. So I'll probably same game parlay that. And a nice little fucking juicy number there for Cubby Swanson. Oh, Cubby Bear. All right, main event, Alexa Grasso versus Vivian Araujo. Grasso minus 195 versus Araujo plus 165. I think this is going to be a good main event. I think this is going to be interesting. I think both these girls are going to come out and scrap. It's going to go 5 rounds. Good to go to the decision. There's going to be some up and downs. I think this is going to be a really competitive fight because this is such a stacked division here. And Grasso coming from Mexico. Mexico's popping right now. They got a lot of talent coming up, really making strides in the UFC, which I love to see because primarily Mexico, they still do, but they were just pumping out boxers. Like it's a fighting country as well. And they were pumping out boxers. So now we're starting to see some MMA transitions, and we're starting to see some really good ones. And Alexa Grasso has really improved her game. Good boxing, quick, crisp, fast. And she's proven to be pretty good on the ground, which was kind of her Achilles heel, I guess, maybe when she started in the UFC. Vivi's a bulldozer. She goes in there, she's going to bull you over. I don't think she's a necessary, great finisher. She's hard to put away. She's durable. And she's just there. She's in your face, and she's going to win some rounds. She's going to win some fights. This is going to be a very close fight. I don't love betting this fight because, like I said, it's going to be a very close fight. But Grasso's my pick. Again, I didn't change it from the Annika Florian. Grasso's my pick. No bet for me here. But I like Grasso in a pretty fun fight, I think. A pretty fun fight. Okay, so we got Mortal Lock. We got Askarov. We got Send Him Home, Alonzo Menafield. We got Dog Lock, Sam Hughes. Slam page, Dog Lock, plus 160. I love that number. Again, Joe Anderson Brito, I picked him, but it was kind of a phone-in pick, so do your own research on that. I apologize, I didn't have the graphic on the screen and kind of phone that one in. Slime ball parlay, boom, there it is. Plus 198, little juicy. This is tough. This is a tough parlay for me. I'm always confident. I'm a confident guy. I'm confident in my picks. I don't put out picks that I'm not confident in, but if there's ever a pick that I'm not loving, it's this one, right? Love Asker. I think Menifee could win, but he also could lose. It's the TAIRA fight that nerves me a little bit. He's 22 years old. I think he's talented in the world. This is This is Brian. Are you seeing what you're supposed to be seeing? Are you as good at picking up prospects as you think you are? That you tell people you are. You narcissistic fuck. Are you that good? And I think I am. So I put TAIRA in there. That's kind of maybe an ego play for me. I think there maybe could have been some other, like obviously Pete Rodriguez was a candidate. He could have went on there. A lot of people like Dusko this weekend. Dusko could have won there. But I mean, that's just such a crazy fight because either one could win by knockout. I see a lot of people backing Jonathan Martinez. That's an interesting one. That's a Grasso. And there's some, Nick Maximov, and there's a couple other guys that I see people picking, but this is what I came up with here, man. This is what it is. Slime ball parlay plus 188, almost 2-1 on your money. Maybe we'll be 2-1 on your money come Saturday or come whenever you place your bets. Could also be lower. So if you're in a state that can you place bets, I do it now for the number moves. I got this on DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm gonna take it away. I will share this on social media. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go fucking full screen on your boy here. All right, so that's it. That's the show. Listen, last thing before we go. I don't know if you guys watched Anik and Florian this past week. Your boy killed it. I'm very critical of myself. I don't pat myself on the back all that much, believe it or not. But I feel like I was flowing, good breakdowns, and I love those guys. Not one mean comment yet in the fucking comments, which is great. No, this guy's fat. He's never trained. None of that. So I feel like the haters even watched it and went, damn, I don't know if I can say anything to him this week. And then obviously I shared the scoring breakdown and stuff like that. Nice, doing okay. Hey, doing okay. Hopefully the DMs can stop. They got 2 DMs since I've been doing it. The one guy was great. One guy goes, hey, how did you get in the Anik and Florian? And I just say, hey, yeah, I've been doing a podcast for 4 years. And I came across John and Cody, and then they gave me a shot back in September, and then kind of filled in for Kraus, and then Kraus did his own thing. Yeah. Guy didn't read any of that. Are you related to him? We don't look anything like. No, man, I don't know him. I met him in March, but that's it. I don't even know why I'm entertaining this. And the guy goes, oh, cool. Like, how did you get in touch with him? Like, you have his email? How'd you find his email? What's his email? I'm like, I'm not just going to give you his email, man. Like, and he's like, well, I'm just saying I could do the show. I pick fights. I can do the show. Okay, man. Great. So you want me to give you his email so you can take my job? What's wrong with people, huh? What is wrong with people? But alas, that's what it is. But I didn't want to talk about the show and how great I did and all that, and brag a little bit. But I did say that I will be returning to Vegas, and it is official, boys. December 10th. I don't have tickets yet because tickets are not on sale. But was supposed to go with my wife. And then my buddy growing up, Steve, who bought my PS5, by the way. So I'm completely focused on fighting, right? Guy I've known since 2nd grade. Been one of my best friends, if not my best friend, for a very, very long time. Since 2nd grade, which is 31 years ago. He's the only guy in Cincinnati I can watch fights with because he follows the sport, Follows all of the other sports. He clouds his brain with all the other stuff. I just do football and MMA, but he knows his shit. And we've been desperately wanting to go to Vegas. And 2 years ago, COVID happened, or 3, whatever it was. Then, COVID was kind of fucked. And then his job, like he's got a really nice job. He works from home, and he was kind of bouncing between a couple of jobs and really getting comfortable and not really be able to do anything. And when I sold him the PS5, he goes, Vegas, we got to do it December 10th. Cause he heard me say it on the podcast. So my wife was supposed to go with me. I had to break it to her that I think I'm going to go with Steve. She swung at me a few times, hit me a couple times, packed a bag at least one. I'm just kidding. She wasn't happy. She wants to go to Vegas with your boy, but booked the hotel today. So if you're going to be in Vegas December 10th, I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday, leaving Sunday. Holla at your boy. Let's have a good time. Looking to win some money, looking to see some fights, looking to have a fucking good time. Can't wait. It's been a while since I've been to Vegas. Been a long time, 10 years. And I need to get back. I'm excited. Always wanted to go to a show in Vegas. Filling a boyhood dream in the camera's moving again. So that's a perfect time to end it right there. Love you. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. MMA Takes Podcast on YouTube, at Brian Petrie MMA on all socials, Instagram and motherfucking Twitter. Let's go. I'm going to go lay in a cold bath because boy, I'm dying. I'll see you when I see you.